Here's the Massachusetts native Calvin Kattar trying to work his way back into featherweight title contender. A lot of people felt like Calvin Kattar was going to be the first guy out of Boston to break through and win a world title. The Max Holloway fight a few years ago was an appreciable setback, but we saw Kattar take some time off, methodically rebuild himself, and now he finds himself in another huge spot tonight. Is Calvin Kattar still elite? Some answers here in short order. Very interesting stylistic matchup forthcoming here. You gotta think this fighter is trying to figure out how to get the fight to the ground at all costs to use his beautiful guard-cutting ability. Cuts it as well as anybody in this division. And it's not just the technique, it's the athleticism that allows him to be so successful and get that advantageous position on the ground. A lot of guys just haven't seen seamless transitions like the ones brought to the table by this young man. We'll see if this fight goes to the canvas, if he has the advantage we expect him to have. All right, so here he is, the UFC featherweight king, Alexander Volkanovski. And we have truly run out of superlatives when it comes to talking about this man and his mixed martial arts acumen. There are three guys who can lay claim to being the greatest featherweight of all time, and yet Alex is kind of distancing himself from that path.
It's crazy. It's crazy how good Alexander Volkanovski is. I mean, you always knew he could fight, but to see some of the performances as of late, see how he continues to evolve and get better even as the champion is really impressive. And it's a credit to him and all of his coaches, but mostly his mindset. I don't know if there's a guy in fighting that has a higher fight IQ than Alexander the Great. I just like to take note of what I'm experiencing every time this guy steps in the octagon, because it's always something special.
And certainly since he signed with the UFC all the way back in 2016, he has been a promotional workhorse. Strength of schedule as good as it gets, and of course, as he enters competition tonight, can lay claim to 4 combined wins over Jose Aldo and Max Holloway, greatest featherweight of all time. Our tale of the tape for this featherweight championship fight. All right, now for the particulars, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Featherweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Calvin Kattar. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Alexander the Great Volkanovski.
Herbert Dean's in the building. He's the third man in the octagon tonight. All right, here we go. Early round action with the UFC featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski. And when you want to talk about mixed martial arts evolution, perhaps no man has improved as much over the last 2 or 3 years than the featherweight king Alexander Volkanovski. So much so that his opponent tonight doesn't necessarily know what he is in for. Well, fortunate that one didn't land to the head. The hook shot blocked by Kattar. Overhand punch to the head.
When he gets close and he throws, he lands.
Well, the champ Volkanovski continues to keep his opponent guessing here tonight. You lower the guard and he goes upstairs and was able to land the right hand there.
Landed that beautiful right hand. But if you start thinking leg kick, if you start thinking right hand, Alexander Volkanovski will change levels and explode into you. And when he gets his hands locked, you're going for a ride. This guy's a full-on mixed martial arts fighter.
Stuffed the takedown, no problem.
Huge knee land. And that's the danger in the engagement there.
Goes to the body there. Yeah, looks a little wobbly on his feet. Midway through round 1. Also, the taller fighter lands a knee yet again. All All right, well, good news is he rocked him. Bad news is he wasn't able to finish the job, and now his opponent's back in the fight.
I mean, you don't get those opportunities very often. You got to take full advantage of them when they're presented to you.
Beautiful kick lands there.
Well, he continues to do a nice job here defensively, protecting his head, raising the guard, and really frustrating the offensive fighter a little bit.
Lesson one in boxing class, hands up, chin down.
All right, so the pound-for-pound king, Alexander Volkanovski, putting it all together here tonight. Controlling range, feinting beautifully, and dominating another world-class featherweight.
He just makes people look average. He's such a good striker. He's such a good wrestler. You know, we talk about guys that possess all the skills, but one of the best in the world is Alexander Volkanovski. You have not seen many fighters better, and tonight he is showing why he's the best.
Man, that's a stinging jab. You can tell he's been boxing his whole life.
Yeah, and I mean, it's popping over and over. He's throwing it, and he's a boxer, so he throws it from a little bit of a different stance. So it's not something the MMA fighter is used to seeing.
30 seconds to go now. Oh, Volkanovski's nose is bleeding now. Looks to be cut, perhaps there on the bridge. First round winding down here. Well, that is exactly how you turn defense into offense. Catches the kick and dumps him on the mat.
What a great job timing that kick, driving into his opponent and putting him on his back.
All right, so the round is over, and you see some obvious bleeding now. Looks like the cut is on the nose. Yes, it is. Cutman will try to get in there and shut it, but of course, as soon as he absorbs a strike this next round, that thing could reopen. Certainly bears watching here moving forward. All right, let us get you some replays from that previous round. His nose is significantly damaged after his opponent's handiwork in that previous frame.
It's smashed. It's smashed, John, and you see the cut on it. You see the bruising. It's bad now, but in a couple days it'll be much worse.
Yeah.
Because that's when you get the black eyes and you start to look like a freaking penguin. The guy is taking too many shots with his head. He's not doing a great job of moving his head off the center line. If he wants to win this fight, he has got to be smarter in his approach.
And he is toughness personified, but you got to think that that nose, in terms of his breathing pattern, is going to start to give him issues as this fight presses on. Oh! Takedown defense holds up.
Clear mixed up. Unbelievable elbow land.
Doing a real nice job with these leg kicks, trying to slow his opponent down, and largely succeeding. Oh, and he lands yet another knee. And sometimes it pays to be the taller fighter, DC. I know you can't necessarily relate. Beautiful counter from Volkanovski. Calf kick lands, and it is starting. Man!
Oh, this is trouble for Volkanovski.
Checks the leg kick. Throwing that jab yet again out of range. Under 3 minutes here to go in the round. Misses on the uppercut there. So a much different approach from him here in round two. Took him a while to find the range, get in his striking rhythm. He has found it here, and
Oh, he's still working it. He can't even stand.
oh, beautiful combination. Volkanovski's blocking well now. Nice job to protect that already damaged nose as he raises the guard. And there it is again, right on cue. Another strike targeting that compromised area on the calf.
It may be about time for him to switch stances. He's got to do something different to deter him from this approach.
Can't take many of those. You better check those leg kicks, man. That's his investment. His investment is in the leg kicks. That's how he slows these guys down and he breaks them down.
All right, seems as though his sole focus is attacking that cut, and man, it's getting bad now. A lot of blood flowing.
Yeah, as it should be. Right? He should be focused on getting to that cut, making his opponent pay. He did the work. He opened up the cut. Now it's on him to continue on the path and make the ringside position come in here and try to stop this fight.
Always busy here in the clinch. Lands a nice punch there. Both fighters throwing heat now.
at the redness on his body, man.
20 seconds left. Left hand connection and a right.
Good round.
All right, there's the end of the round, so it was a huge strike to the head that stunned his opponent and nearly got him out of there.
Yeah, that was a big moment. A big strike lands, his opponent's on wobbly legs. That is exactly what you want to see as you're walking back to your stool. Your opponent staggering back to his corner and being hopeful that he can get it back together before the start of the next round.
Here we go, third round of this championship fight. Kattar gets hit by that leg kick. Oh, shot to the body connects there. He hasn't really thrown too many body strikes in this fight, but now, as this fight goes on, he is not discriminating, working the body, and those shots are going to count. Heavy leather landed on both sides in that exchange. Well, no feeling out process tonight. Both fighters invoking. Trying to go to the body now with the kick. That one misses. Right on the button. Man, look at him load up on that right. Well, DC, headgear's not allowed, but he has raised the hands, and he's doing a nice job protecting the dome.
He's doing a great job of blocking his head. A lot of times, those shots to the head will knock you out. Not this time. This guy's making sure nothing lands.
All right, so some definite damage underneath the elbow now on the side of his opponent. A lot of strikes to the body starting to add up.
Yeah, a lot of strikes to the body and mixing up the attack, not being one-dimensional, not headhunting inside the octagon. I think he has fought beautifully right now, and it's starting to show itself.
Well, not sure if he's lighter on his feet or what it is, but these last couple of rounds, he's been far more aggressive, a lot more pressure. Oh, he's really starting to light him up now. Oh, he gets back up. The question is for how long?
He ate that kick. He took that whole kick, yeah? That was a jab.
Less than 2 minutes now to go. Well, he keeps going back to the well with that left hand, just out of range.
Beautiful block there.
Just out of range with that kick attempt. Nice leg kick there by Calvin.
Man, he has a great double leg. My goodness, he has a great double leg.
Beautiful transition.
Now inside the closed guard.
And he's going to try to find ways to pass and move to a submission.
Volkanovski's in half guard.
He's in the mount.
Continuing to stay busy here on the ground. All right, 3 rounds down, potentially 2 more to go. We are headed to the championship round. All right, so that's the end of the round. Potential adversity here. He's got a cut on his cheek sustained from that strike in the round. Now the focus becomes maximizing these 60 seconds, shutting that cut and preventing it from becoming a major factor here moving forward. All right, so there's the end of the round, and on one side, thrill, on the other, agony after that knockdown.
Yeah, he was able to really damage him with that big punch. You see the hands, the speed, how sharp he is, how technical he is. It allows him to land in spots where his opponent is winging punches. Great strike landed, great punch landed to put his opponent down.
We have arrived at the 4th round, fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. All right, so here we go with our 4th round of a a possible 5, and a lot of fighters change up their training camp when they're fighting 5 rounds versus 3.
Yeah, you got to change it up. You have to mix things up because fighting for an extra 10 minutes is not normal. Guys don't do this normally. It's a 15-minute fight. So you have to do things physically and also mentally to make sure that you're ready to go that extra 15. It's messed up really bad. Jab is on point right now.
Well, he landed a big knockout in the previous.
Oh, yeah, look back. In a ton of trouble right now. What a nasty kick. That was thrown with ill intent.
He does everything so well, and he's so calm. He's so calm in the face of such a big spot.
And now leather being thrown on both sides. Kattar's taking aim at that cut right now. A strong decision by him to land strikes on an area that he has already done significant damage on. Just out of range with that right hook. Back and forth we go. It takes 2 to tango, and man, have these two individuals tangoed tonight. I might run it back at some point, no matter how this one is.
It's one of those fights where when you look at these two and the damage on their faces, the work that they have both put in, you realize and you appreciate what these fighters do inside the octagon. They're both hurt. They're both beat up. And both of these guys have shown a tremendous amount of resilience to put themselves in position to win this fight. Another taken away.
Now drops inside that closed guard, DC.
Full guard. Let's see how patient he is as he attacks a submission or big ground and pound.
All right, opens the guard, now stacked guard. Kattar's in half guard. A lot of top pressure being applied here. Kattar getting absolutely worked here from the top. Let's see if there's an uptick in his urgency here as he tries to get back up.
His nose is all crooked, it's all beat up, it's bleeding. He got hurt.
Oh, he's got his back. Under a minute to go in round 4. Landing strikes nicely here from top position. Volkanovski's back in full mount.
In the half guard.
Kattar's nose is bleeding now, so we'll see how he handles that adversity, but nothing ideal about it here in the middle of this fight. Good work here to the body by Volkanovski. Horn sounds for the end of round 4. All right, we're going to stay with him and follow him back to the corner to the stool because that is a really severe cut that he is dealing with. We'll see if the cut man can stem the bleeding here. All right, heading back to the corner, and Volkanovski's corner visibly concerned about that nose, and rightfully so. Perhaps it was broken in that last round, and you got to think it's going to be hard for him to breathe the rest of the way. All right, well, I'm no doctor. I'm not going to diagnose a broken nose, but a huge cut on the bridge, and his opponent continues to attack it.
Continues to attack it as he should. He did the damage. He was the one that landed the shot that opened up that cut. Now he's got to make his opponent pay for it. He was a bit lax in defense, and now he's got that massive cut on the bridge of his nose.
Back to the jab now, no good. Oh, looked like he might have been in range, but misses with the kick. All right, well, that blow is fauceting from that cut with each strike landed, and he continues to effectively target that area.
You know, we are talking about a guy with a super high fight IQ. So when you give him that crimson red is nothing more than something that inspires him to continue doing what he's doing. So you have got to change something. You got to get your head moving so you're not taking too much damage to that cut.
Volkanovski's really bleeding now. That cut is only getting worse. Clean right hand by him there. Just over 3 minutes now to go in the fight.
Big shot to the head. If you're going to go out on your shield. If you're going out, go out on your shield.
Don't just walk backwards. Go forward. Make him fight you. That hurt him bad. He's hurt bad.
Oh, right hand landed. There you go.
Just out of range with that right hand.
Nice block. He's got the single collar tie.
Well, the right hand has been there at times, not that time. Counter punches, goodbye, Kattar. Clipped him with the right hand there. Oh! Well, MMA is a constant exercise in risk mitigation, right? But it would seem to me that if he really goes for it offensively, you can get him out of there. Another knockdown! Oh! That is gonna do it! Oh! Woo! Yeah, man, crowd loving it. Just a gorgeous shot there to end the fight. Really just the way he drew it up. He found the opening and capitalized on it to the utmost extent. Nicely done to finish the fight. Well, another highlight for the real DC as we look back at that scintillating knockout.
Yeah, but the whole fight, he was landing great strikes, kicks, punches. He was doing everything right until eventually he found the shot that ended the fight.
Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 13 seconds of round number 5. Declaring the winner by knockout and new undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Kattar.
All right, so Calvin Kattar had the Boston boxing going tonight. He gets it done by knockout.
He's known for his hands. Calvin Kattar and the New England Cartel are guys that are trained by a